Today, I'm going to talk about symbols versus experience. Everything that is not a direct experience is a symbol. So I have a direct experience of myself, but I don't have a direct experience of you. I can have a vicarious experience, but I can't be you with you, and you can't be me with me. So everything outside of our personal experience of ourselves is a symbol and has symbolic value only. So in the world, we love some things, people's places, and sometimes we hate them. So that means that we ascribe to them um, the meaning that they contain. When I love a symbol, I love what it represents to me. And when I hate a symbol, I hate what it represents to me. If I love a person, that person, generally speaking, represents the love of God, a reflection of God's love. I love A Course in Miracles. It represents to me a reflection of God's love. I hate war. War represents to me a reflection of the ego thought system. And so I've limited by the meaning I give the symbols around me and form my experience of God's love. Well, if I have a symbol in front of me that uh, I've decided represents the ego thought system of sin, guilt, and fear, then I can't access God's love. So if we withdraw the meaning we give the symbols around us and view them as neutral, that leaves a space for our inner guide to come in and tell us what it means. There's a line in the Course, there's a section in the Course that talks about when symbols appear in front of us that are very frightening and make a cold sweat of fear come upon us. And it says to say, Holy Spirit, take this from me, judge it for me, show me how not to make of it an obstacle to my peace, but let you use it to facilitate peace coming. And it's a beautiful expression of what we want to do in our daily lives, in our internal work, is to look upon the world and everything in the world, our own bodies included, because we can definitely seem to be victimized by our own bodies, and say, take this from me and look upon it for me. Show me how not to make of it an obstacle to my peace. So this whole idea is very tied to level confusion, confusing the level of the mind with the level of the body, and also setting ideas in earthly frames and then deciding what's acceptable to us. So the level of the mind and the level of the body, when you talk about those two levels, can be very confusing. And there's a tendency to see the level of the body and judge it based on ideas on the Course in Miracles. For instance, if you see someone who's angry or depressed or anything, you can say, you're not doing the Course. That's a level confusion. The idea that Course ideas have to look like something in the world. That's also what it means to set ideas in earthly frames. So I take the idea of love and I decide what it has to look like here, or I can't experience something positive. It's not a reflection of love to me. So a very important thing to keep in mind is that the reflection of the Holy Spirit thought system, which is the gentle smile and the reflection of the love of heaven, God, oneness, is an experience only. The reflection does not happen outside of you. The same with the ego thought system. Reflection of the ego thought system of sin, guilt, and fear is an experience. It does not exist outside of you. So if I see something that I judge to be pleasant in the world, some symbol outside of me, in an earthly form and frame, and decide, oh, that's so loving. Those two people are hugging and that's loving. And that's what I'm going to call a reflection of love. Then I've limited my own experience of it. Now, what is abstract has to look like something specific or I can't experience it. And we kind of intuitively know it's true that we could experience God's love all the time. Just I think it's pretty routine. People can some days feel very positive and upbeat, even though nothing changed at all in their lives. There's still wars going on. There's still death and destruction and their own history of devastation is still there, but they feel positive and upbeat and happy and full of light. The next day, nothing changed, and they feel severely depressed and upset and find it hard to get out of bed. So when we set ideas of God into a tiny box of what His love, the truth must look like, we have imposed a limitation and decided when we're going to accept that love into our awareness and when we get to experience it. So this kind of idea is very tied to magic and miracles. So we'll start with miracle. The miracle does nothing but remind the mind who the dreamer is. So the miracle is an undoing of the way we set things up. We set it up so I don't remember. I don't remember the battleground of the ego in my mind. I don't remember choosing the ego thought system. I don't remember rejecting heaven and deciding to believe in the idea of separation. I remember that I live in a world in a body. And so our defenses block out any other memory. The miracle reminds us. Magic is what's at work in the world. And magic is anything at all in the world that seems to act upon us. Because our experience is not caused by something outside of us. Magic is everything. We can never accuse each other of believing in magic because we all appear to be engaging in magic at all times. If I think I'm walking down a street, I'm engaging in magic. If I think I'm driving in the car, if I think I'm eating to maintain life so I won't starve to death, that's magic. If I go to the doctor, it's magic. There's nothing a body can do in a world that does not appear to be based on magic. I think that the condemnation of magic is a course student's contribution to the course, because the course obviously does not condemn magic at all. It merely notes that that's at work. That's what's happening. I think all of it can be really illuminated by using the dream analogy. When we're living our bodies in the world and we're asleep and dreaming in our bed, we dream we have eyes that see in a world that doesn't exist. We dream we have a body in that dream that can be acted on, that can experience pain, yet we're asleep in our beds and nothing's acting on us. That is what is happening in our waking bodily life. We don't really have eyes that see. It's the mind that is presenting images and reducing us to a character on the screen that we're looking at. We identify with that character and experience life as that being, just like we do in our sleeping dreams. When we wake up from our sleeping dreams, we don't say, where did everybody go? We're one mind, having a dream where there's 8 billion people in it. I think that can be really helpful on the whole issue of symbols versus experience, level confusion between the mind and the body, setting ideas in earthly frames. And the bottom line is judging not. Judging isn't bad. It's just impossible. In order to judge anything accurately in the world, you'd have to have perfect knowledge of the past, the present, and the future, and its impact on everything. So we simply don't have access to that level of information. So we can't judge. And beyond that, judgments are meaningless. That's like judging a sleeping dream. If we can withhold our judgment, the Course says, if you judge not, you will awaken. It's a dream of judgment. Judge not, and you will awaken. Well, that's not possible for us. Judgment is our bread and butter. It's how we maintain this whole world. It's how we maintain what we are, what we believe everybody else is. So it seems impossible to not judge. There's also defenses, including a level of terror of giving up our judgments. Who will I be without my judgments? What am I without my judgments? So the Course sets forth a simple path. Yes, I have decided wrongly, and I'm experiencing the effects of my wrong decision. The Course offers a gentle journey. It says that the road to awakening will keep pace with you. you're not rushed. If you feel rushed, that's the ego talking to you and you're listening to the wrong voice. Jesus, or your inner guide, or the Holy Spirit walks with you and carries the lamp to dispel the judgments, the illusions, and lights the way for us so that we can't lose our way. You know you're walking with Jesus or your guide or the Holy Spirit if you're looking on all the judgments you make and all the judgments everybody else makes without judgment. Don't judge yourself for judging. Don't judge yourself for believing you're an ego in a world. Don't judge yourself for your hatred. Don't judge yourself for loving things that seem to be outside of you. So you live your life. You live your life and do everything that you feel moved to do. You acknowledge there are certain forces at work in this world. There's gravity. There is a sun that comes up every morning. You have a job to do. You have family. You have friends. You have people who irritate you. You have ideas that irritate you. You have a history. And you just go about your daily life. And on another level, an unseen level, you're taking the hand of Jesus or your guide or the Holy Spirit, and you're looking on all of it without judgment. You know you took the hand of the guide in you that is the opposite of the ego if you're looking on everything and you feel peaceful and looking at it without judgment. If you feel upset about what you're doing, I'm upset because I can't stop judging. I'm upset because I can't stop hating. Then you're looking on the ego with the ego. So there's a very simple way of determining where you're at. And it's okay wherever you are. You don't judge where you are. That would be like judging yourself for judging yourself for judging yourself. And it seems like an endless circle, an iron band. But there are two, your mind is split. Part of your mind believes in the ego thought system, and there's a part of your mind that remembers God, remembers heaven, can reflect heaven here, which is an experience and not outside of you. So as we go forward, we try to remember that we can't judge while we watch ourselves judging. And we take the hand of the one who carries the light to guide us home up the ladder that we went down and to that place where we remember our true identity. And we really have an experience, a memory that we are at home in God, dreaming of exile. Thanks for listening.